Hello, everybody. I am Mr. 901 Tommy Jackson, official maestro of content for Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, and this is the top 10 tunes for July. All right, guys, before we get started, keep in mind this is just my personal top 10 list. I'd love to know what your top 10 tunes for this month are. Let me know down in the comments down below. And starting off in no particular order, we've got Hillbilly Hair, and he wrecks like he just don't care. Hillbilly Hair, even before gadgets, was super useful, removing everything including taunt. Only thing he doesn't remove is damage immunity, healing every turn, and now with the advent of gadgets, some spike palm love on this guy, and you're double healing every turn. Definitely making my top 10 with all the fun I've had with him for July so far. Hillbilly Hair. This guy right here has become near and dear to my heart lately. Merlin Sam, after the rework and the way that he works with that magic team, super strong. Right here, as far as gadgets go, I have punching stick on him. Now, I don't have the rares on him yet like I would like, but I'm using punching stick for the simple fact is that I've found that with his basic attack, with his middle attack, with his second special attack, that he's going to take somebody out more times than not. So definitely making my top 10 for July. Merlin Sam, that's my guy. I debated putting this guy on the list. Old Ralph Wolf. I debated not because I was like, is he any good? But because I already had Hillbilly Hair on here. And I used them kind of part of the same team, a team I've got called the Farm Guys. Ralph Wolf, guys, after his adjustment of his kit and his relationships, super synergize with Hillbilly Hair, with Sam Sheepdog. I've just been really impressed with what he's been able to do, and I've got punching stick as far as gadgets on him as well, mainly because I do find that he takes out Toons more times than not in that team configuration I'm using him in, and the extra turn meter just comes in handy. Super impressed with how Ralph's kind of stepped up, kind of a similar story that we saw last month, with Sam Sheepdog being on this list. One of the most improved tunes, I do think. Ralph Wolf definitely on the list for July. I'll admit at first I was not super impressed with Athena Petunia. In fact, I had went on record to even say that she was the worst divine tune. Well, now that she's at 7 stars and 4 cosmics, I have to retract that statement. Super useful to the divine team, and does more things than just stand there and taunt. She actually has a healing factor that will kick in. She can remove buffs from the other team, and in a team like the Divines, where you definitely want to use Canine Anubis's ability to kill one of your own tunes to bring them back, knowing which one that's going to be a lot of times becomes very important. And as long as you have a beefed up Athena and she's taunting, chances are she's the one taking the damage. She's going to be the one that he kills off and resurrects, and then you get to do it all over again. Athena Petunia, hey, my bad, Athena, because you are all about your business on that divine team. Definitely making the list, Athena Petunia. All right, this could be possibly a most improved tune list, but it's not. It's the top 10. And making that top 10 for July for me is a most improved tune, Van Wyly. The whole Hunter kind of rework and new team really breathed a lot of life into this character that honestly I had not a lot of use for. I love his second special attack, which is just a big old gnarly AoE. He does a lot of cool stuff here, but in that Hunter's team, he does actually shine, and I have had a lot of fun with him. Van Wyly definitely making the list for July. He's a fireman. Yes, he is. That's right. Fireman Bugs back on the list. I could not make a top 10 list and not use one of my favorite tunes right now in the game to go on this list. Fireman Bugs, whether you're using him with the professionals, whether you're just using him to go through low-level acts by himself, all types of damage all day long. His wild hose attack and the fact that it has such a almost predictable, even though it's a random percent chance to hit in there, but the fact that you can almost just count on it to just knock away a bunch of health from the enemy team right away really gives you some breathing room, especially if you're in punching up type scenarios. Fireman Bugs definitely on the top 10 list for July, and been using boxing stick, punching stick as the gadget on him as well. I'll be switching these out to rares as soon as I get, but he usually, with either his second special ability, the wild hose, or his first, is usually knocking out a tune. So then you get more turn meter, and if you happen to have a chance, that means you get to go ahead and do wild hose again. So super happy and having a ton of fun with Fireman Bugs. Definitely on this list for July, making it again. I try not to put too many legendaries on this list because I didn't want it to be a top 10 legendary list. However, I have been having so much fun this month with Monster Tweety and the Fiend teams, it's kind of redonkulous. The fact that he automatically pops off when you steal buffs from the other team and everybody on your team has attacks that steal buffs is kind of redonkulous. On top of that, he's got a taunt where he counters and heals himself. As I've gotten more stars on Monster Tweety and been able to work with him a little bit more on that Fiend team, also the life steal gadgets don't really hurt anything, let me tell you. Monster Tweety I have been having a ton of fun with. I am super glad that I started playing with the Fiends team more. In fact, right now, using them a lot of times on defense, whether it be brawl crates or in arena. Monster Tweety absolutely making the top 10 list for July. All right, I know what you're saying. Tommy, you're just putting all the divines on there again, and you had two of your farm guys team. Is this a Toon video or a team video? Well, it is a Toon video. And the reason Hermes is here is actually, I've been high on Hermes for a while. I've been very high on him as far as being a good Toon. I know a lot of people thought he wasn't, but you couple his speed with the fact that he has a revive, with the fact that he can actually buff up the team with his middle ability, and then you add spike palms to him. Now, if I had the rare spike palms, that's what you'd see here. However, even with the basic common level 1 spike palms, you are getting a double heal on every basic attack. Your divine team basically doesn't die until you want them to, and that makes them even more dangerous. But outside of that team, he's super useful too. For example, I use him on my Moon's God team. I've used him in a couple of other different configurations just for his cooldown reduction, and now because of the double heal. If there's somewhere where I'd rather use him than Hillbilly, Hermes is my guy, definitely on the list for July. All right, this next one may or may not have you scratching your head, but he's on the list for a multitude of reasons, making the list for July. King James, LeBron James, talking about that Space Jam. And like I said, a multitude of reasons. For one, everything that we've seen on paper just about him and what he can do once his team's together looks like he will absolutely wreck. Okay, for two, I have to put him on the list for the sheer fact that for this game that we love playing, he has brought a ton of new eyeballs to the game, a ton of new players. Hey, we've got Space Jam in the game as well, and if all indications are correct, he's going to be an integral part of two, maybe future dominant teams in the world of Mayhem. So for those reasons, LeBron James making the top 10 for July list. All right, here he is. And this probably doesn't come as much of a surprise to you. It's Star Pharaoh Marvin. It's possibly the best character in the game. I finally got Marvin up to 7.6 stars. I've been using spike palms. I'll eventually switch those out to all rares. It makes him even more bonkers because he's double healing and he does all of the other good stuff that Star Pharaoh Marvin does. As I've been able to build up this mastermind team with him at the head of it, as I've been able to get him higher up, the amount of punch up that you can do with this team, the fact that you can put the mastermind team that he's on defense and almost not have to worry about it. There's a lot of different reasons why this guy would make a lot of different top 10 lists, but definitely coming in, of course, in no particular order, but number one in our hearts at least, Star Pharaoh Marvin, absolutely making the top 10 tunes for July. All right, there you have it, guys. My top 10 tunes for July. Let me know what you thought about my list down in the comments down below. And do you have a top 10 list of your own? Some tunes that you really like playing with during this month? Let me know that down in the comments down below. And remember, guys, 5 days a week, we are live at twitch.tv/Mr. 901 Tommy Jacks, streaming Looney Tunes World of Mayhem whenever new content drops right at server reset. So come on and join the Looney fun with Mr. 901. All right, that's what we've got for the top 10 tunes for July. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, do me a favor. Throw a like on this thing, for crying out loud. And if you haven't already done it, do a run in on that subscribe button, mash that thing, and bang the hell out of that bell. Guys, until next time, stay loony! And we're going to catch you down the road.